There was 8 grown men. They weren't teenagers. They were grown men that had baseball bats and crowbars. And once he opened the window, they started smashing the downstairs kitchen window and the front of the house and the front door.
A brutal attack in Northern Ireland, but the family weren't targeted for being Protestant or Catholic. They were attacked for being Muslim. Being the spiritual leader of the Muslim community in Craigavon proved to be a perilous position for the Imam and his family.
Words can't describe how terrifying. I mean, I literally sat up for the rest of that morning watching my kids, just staring at them, listening to every sound that was outside because, I mean, the police just left us. We had smashed windows downstairs and the doors were smashed in and we were just there in that house, everything broken.
There may be peace in the province, but are the old religious intolerances finding a new expression?
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah.
Not music to the ears of Fred Crow. An empty field now, but permission's been given to build here a mosque for local Muslims in Craigavon.
It's in the middle of a swamp. There's a serious sewage problem there all around it, and this mosque is going to add to it. It's quite a sizable mosque, and with so many people, it would add to the problem. But the people don't want it here.
More than just a place of worship, this will be the first mosque built in Northern Ireland.
Well, my dream is that we should have a good building here with good gardens, and it should fit the local area here. And on Friday, we should have a lot of people coming here to the mosque.
How you doing there?
Councillor Crow out campaigning against the mosque on the streets of Portadown, a member of the mainstream Ulster Unionist Party, and just 2 years ago, Mayor of Craigavon. Opposed to the mosque, he says, because the land isn't suitable, not the right road and sewage facilities. But there's another factor too.
And you know what happened in America, what the Muslims did there, and you see there a court case in England this week where a Muslim father murdered his daughter because she was going with a Christian girl.
I changed my mind now.
Pardon?
Changed my mind. Wouldn't like to live near mosque.
You've just changed your mind?
Yeah.
By the way, they are out to eliminate the Christian religion. One man has said to me, and in fact several have phoned me, that they had to come home from England because of the way that the towns that they lived in were destroyed by bringing so many of these people in.
How would you feel about a mosque in your neighbourhood?
Well, I don't know. I think my neighbourhood's all right. There it is.
Have either of you met any of the local Muslims? Have you spoken to them at all?
No. I wouldn't know one of us seen them.
But visible they are just down the road. With no mosque yet, the Muslims make do in a community centre. Leading the prayers, a local GP, Dr. Huda. The congregation did have an imam until a couple of months ago. The imam used to live here, the house which was smashed up by 8 men. Days before, the estate had been leafleted by white nationalist groups. After the attack, the family left Northern Ireland for good. For the first time, they now feel safe enough to talk about the systematic abuse.
Once the news of the going ahead of, planning permission for a mosque came through, then, we had slashed tyres. That's just one of the simple things. We had the bolts on our tyres loosened, so one time we were on the motorway and we nearly crashed with the 2 kids in the car. The car swerved and the wheel came off.
Any imam after me, he can't stay, he can't leave North Ireland because very difficult.
I've lived in Dublin all my life. I've lived in Manchester for a few months at the beginning of my marriage, and then after this attack I lived in Northern Ireland, and you can't compare. When I walk in the streets, just from the normal average people, it's stares and oh my God, who do they think they are, and Bin Laden this and Bin Laden that, and in Northern Ireland you feel totally just, you're not a human being.
This is the floor plan here. This is the main prayer area here.
They have their plans, permission, and now creeping doubts. Doubts fostered by the attack on the Imam and a sense of local opposition to the mosque.
Once everybody is agreed to this plan, only then we'll go ahead and build this.
Otherwise,
If they think this area is still not suitable, then we might have to look into other alternative places to build the mosque.
The Imam and his family aren't the only ones to have fled their homes. Through investigating locally, it seems that in this one borough in the last year, at least 7 families have fled after suffering racial abuse. Here, an incendiary device posted through the letterbox. The walls daubed with racist graffiti. This house surrounded by a gang of 15 youths. A crowd gathered, breaking windows. A petrol bomb thrown at the house. The outpouring of racism isn't confined to the borough of Craigavon. Racism seems to have flared up across Northern Ireland since the peace process took root. Whilst many members of ethnic minorities live without abuse, the statistics make grim reading. Since 1996, there's been a 400% rise in the number of recorded racist incidents. That's partly due to better recording, but new figures show ethnic minorities in Northern Ireland are more than twice as likely to face a racist incident than those in England or Wales.
We've been deluding ourselves for years that there is no problem of race in Northern Ireland, and the common view has been that the conflict here in terms of Catholics and Protestants has dominated the whole of political life, that we're so busy hating each other we haven't got time to hate anybody else. And yet the research has showed time and again now over the last 10 years that racial harassment is a real problem for minority ethnic people, and for minority ethnic people living here, they're living in a hostile environment.
The 7 families who fled are being joined by another, number 8, loading the van and leaving Craigavon, literally yards from where the Imam's house was attacked.
My daughter has been suffering most of the abuse from the kids in the area, and then the stones started to get thrown at the windows, and would hang around outside the wall and shout abuse. And as I say, we had the police out in 1 week 4 times maybe.
Well, they've actually been calling me Packies and different colour people. They're always calling me Mars Bar.
So I decided that for our own safety, we would have to move, which we're now doing, and going to the coast.
Over at the field, Dr. Huda and Councillor Crow meet for the first time.
How are you? Not bad.
Initial pleasantries, but no real breakthrough.
The Islam religion is definitely out to destroy Christianity.
No. There's again is a myth. No, it's not.
It's
myth.
proved.
No, that's a myth again. No,
It's
no,
proved.
it's not. It's a myth again. You see.
They strapped bombs around them and blew themselves apart, all in the
We
name
don't
of
agree with that.
Muslim
No,
religion.
but that is against Islam. I'm telling you, that's against Islam. In Islam, it goes to the extent that says if you kill one person,
Yes.
not a Muslim or non-Muslim,
Yes.
any person, unlawfully,
Yes.
it means you have killed the whole mankind.
I could talk to you all day on
Yes,
that,
I could
and
indeed,
you would never convince me, and I would never convince you.
Okay, that's.
The Muslims are not alone. Most of these children are native Northern Irish, their families here for 20 or 30 years. But the Chinese community too has detected an upsurge in intolerance.
Because of the trouble in Northern Ireland, and now it's supposed to be peace in Northern Ireland, and basically the racism have increased. For example, I've worked here about 6 years, and the past 3 years they have reported racism, racist sort of attack, and it never happened about 6 years ago.
What's changed?
Maybe they see more Chinese community actually living in Craigavon area, especially for the asylum seeker coming to Craigavon to settle down, and also because of the peace, they seem to turn their attention to the Chinese community.
The 8 households who fled Craigavon in the last year have predominantly been in loyalist areas. But it's not all about people being forced from their homes. There's a more routine racism, the sort experienced by dozens of ethnic minority shopkeepers in both nationalist and loyalist areas. To get a feel for this, I spent a weekend working in a kebab shop in a nationalist area. This is what happened. The second night, a group of lads come in and become increasingly abusive.
You need to get your asses in a boat and sail the whole way back to bottom land.
A jeer goes up. One of the lads has leant over the counter and spat in my face.
Leave me alone, alright? They're working.
Reassuringly, not everyone shares this vitriol. A local bloke has a go at the ones who didn't run away. 2 days in the shop, the owner says to me, try 2 weeks here. It looks like the horses are staying put. In the face of local hostility, the Muslim community has decided to pull the plug on their mosque.
We do not want to build a mosque or the centre against the wishes of the local people. It is a disappointment.
It's not as if sectarianism has gone away, but it seems to be fertile ground for racism to take root. So Northern Ireland won't get its mosque, though it does have a new form of intolerance to go with the old.